Awesome. Welcome, everybody, back to another episode of Inside Area 51. We've got the whole crew from Capspace Wins Cups joining us as we start doing just solo shows for each episode from our Area 51 network. Of course, brought to you by and presented by Bench Clearers. We do have our May contest happening right now as well. So if you haven't already, go visit benchclearers.com. Get yourself that 15% off on your order by using Area 51 Sent Me as your promo code. That way, as well, you will get your proof of purchase. If you show me your proof of purchase, you will then be entered in to win an item of your choosing from the website at the end of the month as well. So lots of great tanks, shorts, t-shirts, all available on Bench Clearers. So you'd be able to get yourself an extra item at the end of the month potentially as well. So I know I'm excited. I've got my order placed. I've kind of spammed a bunch of different products there. So excited to get those in. I've got the skate stuff right now, which has been great. I've been rocking the whole uniform around my house.
Right on.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's really light. It's been really hot up here in Kamloops. So another day here where it's like plus 25, 30, which is great spring weather here. So got the full uni rocking most of the time now.
Probably gonna need that for the summer too here. Just waiting for our order as well, and then we'll join you there, Sean.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's exciting. I got a package. It was just the other day actually for it, and I was like, I don't remember ordering anything. Like, what could that be? Oh, it's Bench Clear stuff. So yeah, been pretty stoked. So excited to see when you guys get your stuff and you guys can rock yours as well. But you guys just finished recording your latest episode.
Yes,
who did you guys have on as a guest?
We actually had no guest this week. It was just the four of us.
Just rocking it. Right on.
Yeah, we just it was actually a pretty good episode though. I think we had a great discussion around the Canucks. So that episode will be available tomorrow morning, pretty much. You can be up at midnight tonight. Probably whatever platform you use should be all ready to go by your drive to work on Monday. So
perfect. Start off your week right with Capspace Wins Cups. That's awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah, lots of great storylines right now around the Canucks, but great
Really?
and not so great. I mean, it depends. If are you riding the gravy train or not? The Grailback?
No.
Andy is a big Andy is riding the Grailback train. I know what you're talking about. Andy's ready to sign to a $1.1 million extension.
Here's the thing about Grailback. Like, yeah, he's had a couple good games, but if he's one of your 12 best forwards, like, especially in a flat cap, I think you can do a lot better than that, right? If he's like your 14th forward or something, sure, I don't care. But when he's being penciled in on the fourth line already because he had 2 good games, I don't agree.
I mean, I think Grailback is like an attractive option to a lot of people because, well, we know this in Vancouver now. You don't just spend a lot of money on your fourth line center. Let me tell you guys, it's not as important as you might think. It's not as important as you might think. You know, some people have you think you need to pay $3 million for a guy who plays 8 minutes a night, but let me tell you, you can get pretty decent production for a guy who makes $700,000. But I think that's like the main reason that he's cheap, and he seems like a likable guy. He works hard, and the interview after the I think the first game where he scored it, like just on Hockey Night in Canada, it's hard not to root for a guy like that. He seems just like a real salt of the earth kind of guy. You're like, I want this guy to make it because he just grinded to get here and all that. But if you're separating all that from it, I'm with Andy. You can do better than Grailback, but it's it's fun that he scored a couple of goals, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, the one that he scored on Smith was a lot of fun. I was pretty mind blown by that. But aside from that, like, I think I think of him as an ideal captain for the Abbotsford team, if that makes sense. Like, I think that he would just be perfect for that role. Somebody that can come up. I like having him in the organization. I like having him here, but to Andy's point, like, you shouldn't be penciling him in for a role.
He's just the kind of AHL fodder guy that, up and down kind of guy. You get in the grind of a season, you get some injury trouble. It's not like he's so bad that he couldn't play the NHL. Like, he can come up and play a game every 3-4 games in a row, and then get sent back down like no problems. Like, that's the kind of guy you'd want on the farm. I agree with you, Sean.
The forward version of Nolan Baumgartner, if you will.
Hey, actually, that's a really good comparison. I like that a lot. Yeah.
As we got a question there in the comments, Sean?
Oh, there we go. Let's get it started. Does Abby have a team name yet? No, but I have seen a lot of people asking, what should the team name be if it was up to us? If you were up, or it was up to you, what would the Abbotsford AHL team name be?
Who's first? Who's you want to go?
I gotta think for a second here.
I'll go.
I mean, I've heard some names that I like. I mean, I've heard Abbotsford Arrows. I don't hate that.
Yeah.
There's I heard something like Abbotsford Aces. I don't really know what that. Tommy Crack. I don't. I think Faber and Quad talked about Abbotsford Aces. Cool name, right, Ace? And then
NHL 21.
But also it's like, what does it really have to do with Abbotsford? I guess I think it's probably going to be some sort of thing that's related to Abbotsford, but maybe like something like aviators or something I've heard, or something to do with airplanes. I don't know. Anyone else has got suggestions?
I really like the way you retweeted the other day there, Sean. I think it was a picture of, it was blue and green with Johnny Canuck, and he was inside. Was it a V, or maybe it was an A? Either way.
V.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have to turn it around to be an Abbotsford or a Arrow or something like that. But that was a really cool logo, I thought. I also saw.
I like it because he has like the stick and rink goggles, right? Like, it's just like that extra little nod to.
I also saw one the other day. It was the black skate colors, and then they took the flying V and inverted it into a flying A,
which is pretty cool. I seen one like that where they put the jet in the A gap, like in the up, or the inverted V, I guess, and filled it in there. I like aviators. I think that's a cool name.
Yeah, me too.
I think it fits the area really well. I do like those concepts that have been starting to pop up too. Like, I think as long as you're using Canuck colors, it's just going to be a license to print money, right? Like, people are going to want these jerseys so bad. Like I think Abbotsford's going to do really well.
I think Aviators is a good name, like, you know, the air show and all that. Like it's got a good tie to Vancouver. And, you know, like Johnny Canuck was like, you know, he was like an aviator himself. You got that tie with like the big club, right? And then, you know, sort of some free marketing research for the Canucks if you use Johnny Canuck as like a main logo there for him, you know, see how the jerseys look. Because, you know, a lot of people, I mean, I don't know. I sort of feel like Johnny Canuck as a main logo looks a little minor leaguey, but, you know, hey, AHL is a minor league, so you know, it's a good opportunity to put it on a jersey or a T-shirt because, you know, people have been saying that, you know, a lot of people like that logo. I like the logo as well. I just don't know if I would be. Yeah, it's a pretty sick looking logo, but I don't know if I'd be, you know, how it would look on an NHL team. But, you know, it's a good chance
it would look all right because, I mean, Vegas has whatever they have on there, so. I mean, really, anything's allowed these days.
Yeah, if they can wear like the metallic gold helmets.
We can
that looks so bad. That looks so bad.
I like the gold jerseys. I think those are just. Oh my God,
Sean!
I like them because they're so unique.
Sean is the king of bad jersey takes. Sean is the king of bad jersey takes.
I am.
They dropped like a bottle of glitter on their home jersey and then called it an
ultimate. They did. Do you know what I like about it though? Is it's not red, blue, or black. Like every jersey is red, blue, or black, right? Like I like that it's unique. I don't like that their helmet doesn't match it. Like I think if they wanted to do it, they should have matched.
They should have gone the gold helmets with that thing.
Yeah,
that's what
totally.
They should have done. And then they should have just kept the black or like whatever color they wear with the regular ones there.
Gray, I guess. With the
I think it was gray, right?
Yeah, it's like a dark, just like a dark gray.
It was similar, like it matched the jersey. Was the bottom line.
The only good thing about Vegas is their white gloves. Those are sick.
Yeah.
I've
seen people kind of sick of blue colors. Would you rather see green as a prize? I've been saying this for years.
I love that.
Yeah. I mean, don't the Comets have a primary green jersey with they did, right? With the
like
blue pants, like an alternate jersey. That looks sweet, I thought.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take the blue pants with the green jersey. I think that would look sick.
When the Canucks first retros, I thought it was going to be green. I was hoping it would be green.
Me too. I really thought so.
Perfect.
It's missed opportunity there. Huge missed opportunity there.
Do you know what I really like the idea of? You know our third jersey with the big stripes and the stick and rink?
Yeah.
Invert the stripes and the main jersey. Like blue stripes, green jersey. Like just invert it.
Oh yeah, that would be. I feel
that looks pretty cool too. I really like the way the blue one looks already, though. To be honest,
I really like that. A lot of people don't like it, but like I own one. Like I really like
the new third.
Yeah.
I feel like the striping was a bit off in terms of like. I feel like if you added like one more, I think it needed one more white stripe. I've been saying this.
It needs a little white.
It needs a little bit of white.
Yeah.
I just felt like on the bottom of the jersey, a little bit of white would have made it look a little bit sharper. But I agree, the logo and the body actually look pretty nice.
Like I think if they did, like in between, I'm just like glancing back and forth at my jersey for reference. But in between the two big stripes, it's got that one little bar of blue. They should have did the white in there, in my opinion. Like I think that would have brought a little bit more of the white into.
If you do that, I wouldn't mind keeping that as the main logo instead of the Orca whale. And then just retire the Orca. And I think, Sean, just getting chirped, eh?
This is not true. This is not true, Vic. You're slandering me. I love the skate jersey. I wish it was the main.
I think that you should probably change the Orca, go with that, with the stick and rink, and then your alternate jersey should be something more different. I think this is the point. You've gone to a game and the Canucks are wearing the alternates, and then you don't even realize that they're wearing their alternates until halfway through the game. And you're like, oh, hey, they're wearing the third jersey. Like, if you're wearing the third jersey, it should be clear that it's already a third jersey. Like reverse retro night, retro night last year when they had the '94 skate jerseys, and everybody's like, oh my god, like I need you to see the jerseys. Like that's what it should be like, man. And most of these teams only ever wear their alternate jerseys on home ice anyway. Because I've heard some people say like, oh, they don't want to have two different color schemes because they don't want to have double sets of equipment. I'm sure we can store extra equipment in Rogers Arena as long as we don't wear the jerseys on the road. I'm pretty sure
he doesn't want to pay for the storage container. He doesn't have all the storage units in Rogers.
They're all filled with blueberries right now. No
Oh,
wonder.
man.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like.
Yeah,
To me, I
Logo
think
talk
that's
back.
why I like the Golden Knights jerseys is because they stand out from their usual set, but they're the same color scheme, right? Like you know when they're wearing those jerseys because they're so different from their regular ones. Like think about like I'm thinking of the Toronto Maple Leafs reverse retro, right? It was kind of hard
That
to
thing
read.
was so
Same
bad.
colors.
You couldn't
right?
even read the nameplates on there.
No.
If
And
you look
honestly,
at randomly, the capitalization of the letters doesn't make sense. There's randomly a capital N in there.
yeah,
Like,
right. And you're like, what is this? Yeah.
You know, on the whole,
Detroit,
all the reverse
though.
retro jerseys are low-key trash. Except like a handful.
Ooh.
There was only a few that were pretty good.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, and you know what? I like some of them off the ice and hate some of them on it, and vice versa. Like I really like the Whalers jersey.
Who says the
that
hot take
Hurricanes
on
did off the ice.
which jerseys is bad, on which reverse
Oh,
retro
yeah,
jersey
my
is
hot
bad?
take. The Nordiques, well, this is not about the reverse retros. I guess it's a broader thing, too. The Nordiques logo is so overrated. It's got to be one of the most
Ooh.
overrated logos I've ever seen in my life. And then these reverse retros, holy, they're done in the maroon color scheme. I went off about this to Hayes a little while ago. Like, holy, that thing was only good because it was in blue and red. The color scheme made it look sick. And then they just put it on like a plain white jersey. There's no stripes on it. It was so overrated. And then I got attacked on Twitter.
So you think the Colorado jersey is bad? Is the take?
It is.
The
It is bad.
reverse retro is bad. I know. I think Sam and Sean disagreed with you on Twitter there. Right? You got ratio.
Yeah, I
pretty bad
dumped
for
all
that
over you on that one.
Sam-
I like them.
Sam cheers for the Avs anyway, so like, you know.
Yeah, it's true.
it's clearly biased, obviously.
He's biased,
Yeah.
exactly.
There's
And Sean
definite
has
bias
bad
there.
jersey takes, so that's that.
My nostalgia runs wild. Like I love old.
I kind of agree with.
I love
I
that
kind
stuff.
of agree with the general sentiment. I think the blue and red and white color scheme works together really well, which makes the logo better. I think the Avs usually need more striping. Who's is right? It looks
Hey,
like
it's
it's
too
plain.
plain.
It
It's
The
too
Arizona one was like actually like one of my favorite ones. The Arizona
Amazing.
Different,
right?
yeah.
They still
Amazing.
like it. I
The
think they're
bottom
good,
of the
man.
jersey where it
With
looks
the
like
desert-
arcade
with the
game, it
desert
looks so
sort of-
sick.
The
Like
purple.
the desert sort of theme. It
Oh.
looks sick. Yeah. Like
So
at least
good.
try something new, you know? Like you have an
Yes.
opportunity to like make it different. Like who
You
uses
got-
the purple jerseys?
I got
the
a comment-
Kings did,
we got
I was
enough
about to
people.
say that one was my favorite. I think the
We
Kings
got
had
a comment in here as well. Someone saying Max says Minnesota's got the best one. No, it looks like
I'm
a
with
Subway
him. I like
sandwich
the
shop.
Subway.
No, it looks weird. It looks weird.
I love the North Stars one. But
Me too.
No,
No,
the,
no, no.
the
I love
North
that.
Star
The logo,
jersey
they
itself, I'm talking the reverse retro Minnesota Wild looks weird. I don't like it.
No, the colors are
Yeah.
good. I think they messed it. They should have used a different logo. Like the side bear thing that they have on their arm, that should have been the main logo.
No. What are you talking about? Okay, the North Stars have a sick color scheme.
yeah,
Minnesota
didn't use
already
the
has
wolf.
a great logo. It's one of the best logos in the NHL.
agreed.
Put it in a new color scheme. It looks sick. I love it.
I like.
I
think
just
it
think it
pops.
looks weird when they're playing. I don't know. I liked it when I saw it on a person, and then when I saw them play, it was kind of weird.
Oh, you know what? Another one was that I saw in person that I thought I would like, but then I didn't. Tampa Bay's. I looked at Tampa Bay's when they first
Yeah.
released the pictures of them. I was like, oh, these look kind of sick. But then as soon as I started wearing them, I don't know what it was. I guess I
Did
just
Tampa
didn't like
Bay-
them.
did they go with black pants on those?
Yeah, they went black pants and black
Yeah.
helmets. That might have been
Yeah,
it.
that should make it look better. That should be the way to
I don't
go.
know.
Okay, worst one by far has to be the Dallas Stars.
No, Detroit.
Detroit, yeah. Come on, Sean.
They didn't
I mean,
do it.
Detroit's is bad, but like Dallas tried to go
No,
all
Sean,
white
how you hating on
everything.
Dallas now? You were just talking about you want teams going outside the box. You got a team wearing all white now here. They look
But that's
they
like
came out-
you're
they
you're
look
basically
astronauts
invisible.
and Sean-
like,
That's
just
the
like a
idea.
you're
That's the
ghost.
idea, Sean. They're thinking ahead.
The
you
camouflage.
can't even see him out there.
I don't know.
I mean, I
Okay,
agree. It's
well-
not great for TV. It's not
Oh,
great
no,
for
now that you
TV.
brought up
No,
Dallas,
the Jets are the worst. The Jets or the Leafs suck really badly as well.
Yeah,
you know
those
what?
are
I want to
bad.
defend a little bit. The Islanders one. People shredded that thing online. I actually think it's a nice jersey. It just wasn't different enough, if that makes sense.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
that
It
should've
looks
been
exactly like their normal.
But that should have been their home jersey. Like I like the darker blue.
That shade of blue change kind
It
of
looks
killed. I
fire.
like it.
looks so sick. I liked it a lot. But like
the
I
thing that
agree,
I'm
it's not
upset
different.
about. The thing I'm upset about is they had the opportunity to bring back the fishermen.
Oh
and
my
they
god, you're one of
didn't.
those guys too.
Another
Like
shitty
that.
word that
Yes.
you want to bring back. Like, Sean, just because something's old doesn't mean it's good.
No, that's clearly Sean.
You know what though? That's to me, the whole appeal of like the skate jersey is that there's the nostalgia behind it. The jersey, like the logo itself, is kind of a mess. If we're being really honest,
I
thank
agree.
right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but you won't say that
Right?
with the Nordiques one.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I think the Nordiques one,
What
like,
is it?
I could have drawn.
What is a Nordique anyway? It looks like a goddamn igloo.
It's like a northerner, like a Nordic person, right? So it's like an igloo with a hockey stick.
Is that racist?
It's a pretty
That's
stupid.
it.
Is that racist?
I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know. You're asking the wrong person. I have no idea.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait.
I mean, it's
gotta
pretty
ask Sean,
simple.
man. Sean, what do you think of Columbus's reverse retros? I feel like you're the kind of guy that's gonna like them.
Okay, you know what? When they first announced them,
Oh
I
my
liked them, and then I saw them on the ice, and I was like, no, these are terrible. They should have brought
I gotta say
Buzz
this-
back. The bug. They should have brought the bug back.
Sean's got the worst ideas ever.
Oh, Andy likes the bug.
Oh yeah.
Yes, bring back the bug.
So you make the jersey green then?
The
Isn't
bug
the bug
reminds
green?
me of the movie
Oh,
of
man.
Bug's Life.
Bug's life.
Like what's that ant's name? Flip?
Yeah.
Flick, yes. That's so good.
Um,
You know what though? Like I think for so long the NHL's taken themselves too seriously, and it's just completely nixed any creativity that they've had. I love when they're just willing to go and do something wild, like the Ducks reverse retro.
I like that too.
Love it.
I like that too.
Love it.
Yeah.
Like-
Okay,
Sean.
I agree with the first thing you were saying, that the NHL needs to take more chances. Second thing, no, the Ducks jersey sucks, but I agree that they need to take more chances.
They don't take chances because of people like you who don't like anything.
Exactly. You just gotta like them all. You gotta like them all.
For every guy like me, there's a guy like Shaw who's gonna buy the jersey. All right, so it doesn't matter. Like it's still worth it.
Sean, the
Like-
Anaheim one's kind of sick. There's like a comic strip on the
No,
bottom.
okay, this is
I dig it.
The
Flying
colors,
out of the ice, it looks
the
sick.
colors are nice.
the point
The colors
I was
are
gonna
really
make
sick.
it. Is
Give
that
me one
it's
with Finn busting out of the ice.
You need to get more series jerseys in the NHL. You get one alternate end to home and away uniforms, and that's it every season. And maybe one special jersey,
Yeah, they
right?
got
Like
the
every NBA team has like 30 jerseys to pick from every
The
game.
Raps have
I
like
know.
Six, like Raps
Just
have
go for
like
it.
6 new
But-
ones every year.
Yeah, and then the NBA gives, if you won the championship the year before, you got a special jersey the year after. Like, why the hell is the NHL doing that? And why is
That's
it in the playoffs?
amazing.
Why are you not allowed to wear your alternate jersey in the playoffs? Like, only home and away
Playoffs, I
uniforms.
know.
If you got a sweet alternate jersey, go for it, man. Like
Because
Cleveland,
NHL
the year
doesn't
they
like
won,
fun.
the Cleveland, the year they beat Golden State, they were like, "Oh, we got the good luck with those, the sleeved uniforms that they wore, the all black ones." They kept wearing those, and then the
Yeah,
Raps
that's how
did
it
the
was
same
sick
thing last year.
year.
We wore those red, We the North ones instead of their typical road uniforms because they won more games than that. And I'm like, hell yeah, like that's cool.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was sick last year in the bubble when Arizona got to wear the
Yeah,
Kachina
Max,
instead.
I
Like that
agree.
was cool.
Yeah.
I'm on board for that, man.
Max, I agree with this comment. They need to do like
Yeah.
a city or a color rush jerseys for every team.
Well, and you know what I really like
Well,
that
Vegas
you
already
brought
got
out?
the curve there with the all
Yeah.
gold ones. That's a color rush.
That is the most Vegas jersey of all time. Like it's perfect for them. Like it's would not work anywhere else, but it is perfect for Vegas. Like if Vancouver was like metallic green, like we'd be like, what the hell is this, right? But in Vegas, it works. Like it just works. Like I like the idea of like the earned jerseys that you were saying. Like if you made the playoffs, then the next year you get a special earned jersey. Like you get to have something fun only for you. A little extra incentive to make the playoffs. If you win the championship, hell, you get another one. Like
Exactly.
let's bring out all like I want hundreds of jerseys. Like I want all of the sweet concepts.
You know
There's
that
so many cool ones.
that another cool sort of feature NBA jerseys have that I really like. They added this like a few years ago. I remember on like the
The
back of the
skyline.
thing, they have the little
Oh,
gold
okay.
patch with how many championships your franchise has won, and then you could do add like it adds one every time you win one. I think it looks pretty sweet. So like
Too
having
bad
this
you
sort
wouldn't
of,
see
like-
it here. You wouldn't see
Yeah,
it.
right. But
Montreal would just be like tally marks across their shoulders.
No, they
Yeah.
shouldn't count anything in the original.
But I mean, I
six.
think
You
it
only
looks.
had to beat
I
6
think the
teams.
idea of that is sort of cool. Like
Yeah.
having like a little thing just
True.
to be like, like this franchise is really successful or something. I think it's cool. I think it looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, I like that idea. Why not?
Okay,
Oh, we
who
got
has
an
the best
answer here.
reverse retro?
Vicar. Vix hooked us up. Google says Nordiques translates to Northerners, so not racist. We're all Northerners.
Okay.
Technically.
All right.
So-
All right.
It's just yet another term for Canadian, which we'd have the Canucks, the Canadians, and the Nordiques. So we have three that just says we're in the North.
Makes no
congrats.
sense. Why is Colorado wearing Canadians when they're playing Colorado? Doesn't make sense. The jersey makes no sense. The logo makes no sense. The jersey's overrated. That's unbelievable. This is unbelievable.
I gotta say, we spent like 25 minutes talking about jerseys because this shows
Yes.
the state of the Canucks season, right?
I mean, it's more fun than talking about the Canucks, isn't it?
That's definitely true. I agree.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh, here, Max has said in soccer you get a star above the logo for, I would imagine,
I
for
guess funny.
championships.
That's
Which
That
I
was
mean-
kind of weird on a hockey jersey after a while. Montreal
Yeah.
was like 24 stars.
I think it would look weird if you had one star. Like imagine the
Yeah.
Dallas Stars. They've got their star, and then they just have like a little star above it. Like that'd
They
be
I
should
think
have won
it's
it.
right. I think
They
it should be
cheated to
like
win
a
there,
patch
so-
or like something on the back
Yeah.
of the like a smaller thing that it's not like a little bit more.
You can go like on the
this screen-
shoulder too. You can go like up here on
Yeah.
your shoulder. Yeah, I wouldn't
That'd be
mind
cool.
that. Just around like your side patch.
or
whatever
even
it's
do them
called.
like around the cuffs.
just ban like just
I don't
ban
Find,
shoulder
like,
patch,
weird
no
spots for
shoulder logos on any team, and your only shoulder logo can be a star. You're only allowed to have it if you won the Stanley Cup before. So then it's like your right of honor in NHL that you can't
Yeah.
wear shoulder patches on your jersey.
You get like a Stanley Cup patch on your
Yeah.
shoulder. Just saying like, yeah, we won. And you get to brag about it all year long. Yeah.
The 1912 Stanley Cup champ right here.
Inside the collar also works.
That's true.
Yeah.
I saw that, Tom, and that would be. I think that could work.
I think that probably actually works better because then it doesn't actually interfere with the look of the jersey at all. You
Yeah.
can just kind of layer them inside.
Yeah, yeah.
Man.
I mean, you wouldn't know unless you bought one or like you were wearing
I mean, I guess
them.
I'm sure. Yeah, but still, I mean, I think it's a cool idea. Still,
Yeah, I would be cool with that. I just want the NHL to get creative and do fun things. Like that's all I want.
we should get in charge of NHL
We
marketing.
need to get in charge of
Buy
it.
us?
Yes. This group, we're now the NHL marketing department. Yeah, kick Gary out of his seat. We're taking over now. Yeah.
Oh.
No, I mean, we wouldn't be getting an earned jersey anyways next year, so they can bring it in after.
I didn't
next
say
year,
the earned
maybe.
jersey is a good idea. If you make the playoffs, you get a special one because then Franny would have re-signed to Foley because he's like, we need to sell more jerseys.
just anything to get that earned jersey.
We need revenue, Devin.
Is Toffoli still available? Yeah. No, we ran out of time. Oh no.
Jimbo's looking at Toffoli's stats. He's like, what are you talking about, Franny? He scored 27 goals this year. Not for
Yeah.
you, Jimbo.
Yeah. How's Jake doing? Yeah. Jeez.
We
Unreal.
don't talk about Jake anymore. Who's Jake?
No.
We banned
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, he's gone.
But no more, no Sam can talk, no Vertanen talk on this show.
No,
Yeah.
Those are the only two. Those are the only two rules we have on our show.
Actually, I remember back a couple months ago, I got banned from talking about Nikita Trampkin on our show.
Because you kept bugging him up, but it was not happening.
He was gonna fix the team's defensive problems.
I
Yeah, you
banned
really-
Malcolm from talking about Triavkid because
Is it
Malcolm's
Malcolm
a
a big Triavkid
Triavkid
guy?
truther too. And I'm like, no, Triavkid is terrible. We don't
Oh,
want
so
him.
Malcolm that's it. We gotta get Malcolm on this live one time. I gotta go
Yeah.
after him for his Ryan Kessler takes the other day that he was talking on here with Bick. Very very bad take.
Yeah, he hates Kessler. Like he
Hey,
despises him.
No, yeah, I hate Kessler. Everybody hates Kessler. Don't get me wrong. I just didn't agree with his overarching point on no trade clauses.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
40 goals.
I agree with you on that one.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
What's that, Andy?
He scored 40 goals for the Canucks. Why would you hate him?
Like I was Andy. He put it all out there when he was
I
here.
agree. I don't know why there's so much Kessler.
It's all about how he left, right? Like
Oh, yeah,
I
it's
hated him
right.
for a bit, but I'm good now. Like
I'm pretty chill
over it
now. I got over it pretty
I mean, I would say I'm over it now. Like, I don't hate Kessler anymore. Like, there was a time when I was a little sore about it when he left. I want to be traded, and then he kind of lied about not wanting to be traded and stuff. So, You know,
I like a Kessler jersey that I buried deep in a drawer because I was
I
like,
kept
no.
I kept my Kessler jersey just because I sewed my 2011 Stanley Cup final patch on it.
You know,
So
the
just
worst
keep it
thing
for the
was,
memories.
when I finally got mine, it came after the Canucks lost. So I just have the Stanley Cup, like 2011 Stanley Cup patch, like completely in the package, sitting in my closet still. I'm like never gonna put it on a
that's pretty
jersey
cool.
now. Like I can't even look at it anymore.
Yeah.
Plus, if you're
It's too many
smart,
sore
bench
memories. I
here.
can't believe it's 10 years now. Like we're going to be
Thanks for
coming
really
up here on
showing
the
us that
10th
you have
We're
anniversary.
also
Yeah.
Andy also said we're not allowed to we're not allowed to go to the 2011 wormhole anymore and relive the 2011 run. And Andy said we're not allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, not
No,
allowed.
that's fair.
Just if
You know what
if Happy was in Himchak Lucic, we would have won the cup.
If Rome didn't get 4 games, yeah. No,
Colin
I-
Campbell. I mean,
Well,
I
actually-
can't be the only person who. Am I the only person who wakes up in a cold sweat in the middle of the night? 2011.
Yeah. It's like, what day is it? June 15th? No, not again. Yeah. I've told people that 2011 only had 364 days in it. I've deleted that day from existence. It didn't
No. I
happen.
mean, the game. It was actually a very rare 5-game series, and
Series,
the
I
Canucks
know.
won.
I was gonna say-
Lapierre scored, and that was it. The Canucks won the cup, man. There's a statue for Lapierre.
Can you believe that? Can you
Yeah.
believe it for like the first time ever? Like a guy on a losing team won the Conn Smythe. Like that's so weird. Luongo
Yeah,
had a
consider-
shutout in the
I
final
know.
game of the series. Like that's so weird that we
And
gave
it's
it to the
Tim
other
Thomas, the
goalie.
What
contract.
an
It's so
amazing
weird.
guy.
I know that's unreal.
Oh my God.
Ever since J.S. Jaguar. Yeah. I know. You know what? That kind of makes me think. I don't know if you guys saw this, but did you guys see like if as a Canuck fan you could take 2 pills, and they had like a whole bunch of things that would
Yeah,
happen
yeah.
if you took those pills? Like it would
Yeah,
be
yeah.
like
And
Canucks
there
wouldn't
was-
trade Bure or Neely.
or the Messier era didn't happen and stuff like that, right? Yeah,
they
yeah.
never signed Messier. There was a few that I thought should have been on there, like Canucks successfully signed Gretzky. McCaw never buys the team, like stuff like that. But like,
Is there a pill with Meyer Benning?
Yeah.
I would like
Is there one
slam
in the
that
last
back
7
right
years
quick.
been happening?
Give me 2.
One in the
Double up
last
on
7
that
years
one.
not to happen.
I can just imagine seeing that thing, and I'd just be like, just give me all the pills, just take them all.
Yeah, just scoop them up. Like,
Yeah.
why restrict me to 2? Like,
I mean, the obvious choices were the 90, like redoing 94 and 2011. Like that was the
I
obvious.
agree.
Like those are the obvious answers. Like if I picked anything else, like
I don't know.
what are you doing?
Are you ready to get hurt again?
I mean, you can't choose the Messier era didn't happen because then you kind of don't set up 2011 if the Messier era doesn't happen, right?
it's true. We kind of had to go through those growing pains.
Yeah, but then you might have a better chance.
kind of the butterfly effect, you know?
No, but then can't you get a better chance with the Naslund group if the Messier era never
Yeah,
But then you don't get
Yeah.
Luongo
That you
Or
don't get
Sedin.
Luongo.
or the
That's
Sedins,
true.
really. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
we
but
don't
who
get
is right,
Sedins
but you
until
might get a chance.
2011. for
You
sure.
might
might
be
get
able to
but-
get
but-
more out of that Naslund core though.
The Nazareth core
Yeah.
might have a better chance to win the cup, though. So, but then you're taking a gamble there. You don't know.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
think-
one they should have had on there too is that the Bertuzzi Moore incident never happened. Because
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that was like, and even backing up further, like Steve Moore not hitting Naslund, because like we had the best player in the world, the best line in the league. Like Naslund was phenomenal. Bertuzzi, Morrison adding to that was just like they deserve to have accomplished a lot more than they did. In my
Can we get a Duncan Keith doesn't elbow Daniel Sedin in the head in 2012?
Yes. Yeah, or like Torres continuously dummies only people like Seabrook. he Seabrooks the entire Blackhawks team before Game 7. Yeah.
Well, I always said it with the Naslund core thing. Like I always said that if like that Canucks team was somehow able to acquire Luongo while maintaining their core, then they would have went on a way deeper run. Because seriously, like at that time, Luongo was carrying a really shitty Florida team, and then
Oh yeah.
he came to Vancouver and was carrying a pretty not very good Vancouver team, to be honest. Like to playoff rounds. Like if they had him on a team like that with the firepower they had, even with like they weren't perfectly built, like that team probably could have made the finals.
Especially
Well, and you wonder,
especially in 2003,
Three.
right, where
Yeah.
the Wild made the comp, where the Wild knocked off of the Wild. Like the Canucks had a chance to win the cup that year. All Cloutier's fault. Yep, it was.
I agree. It was.
That Lidstrom goal, just absolutely decapitated that.
I was
entire core.
born the year this happens. Like I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Man, that hurts my feelings. I was like 10 years old. Not that I was old, but like clearly 10 years older than you. Yeah. No, like I think the obvious ones are 94 and 2011 because it was redoing Game 7 of 94. I mean, Lafayette hit the goalpost. Like we were that close, right?
You get the redo on Game 7, then you got to say the 94 because it was a close game, so there's probably a better chance
Yeah.
to turn it around.
No, but that's what I'm
even-
saying. I think 2011 seems actually better. So if you took a rerun with
But
them,
there were so many injuries and stuff on 2011. Even if it's a redo, I'm not sure they get the job
I mean,
done.
if
That
you
was
give
the
me 20
pill, though. The
full
pill
health.
was that they would be full health for
Oh.
the finals.
Give me
in which
2011
case-
all day. They'd win Snowbound. They'd win no doubt. You get a fully. You get.
It
You
wouldn't
get
even
like
get to
fully
Game
healthy.
7 in my mind.
You get
Like,
Michael Samuelson. You get Michael Samuelson back, who went out in the second round, who was a top 6 player. Hamu stays healthy. Bieksa was
Kessler.
basically like
Kessler's
Kessler. Yeah,
dead, yeah.
Bieksa was. I don't know what exactly was wrong with him, but he almost didn't play Game 7, right? So
What
Oh,
is
yeah,
it?
Eddie.
His hip and his
Yeah.
wrist, I
my
think.
boy Eddie the Eagle's hand's not broken anymore. He gets his fingers
Yep.
back.
Yeah. Yeah.
and the city
Man, there
gets,
was some rough.
the city
Like,
gets
they
his
were in
final
rough
cores
shape.
back.
And you know, like even when the Canucks were so like just battered, like Henrik Sedin almost scored at the first minute of Game 7. He had like a wide open net, and just like I mean, if that went in, you think they might have had a chance there, right? So
If you score
I think
first
momentum would have swung
on home
pretty quick.
ice, if you score first in Game 7, like that's hard to. That's like
With
a
the crowd
shake for the
buzzing,
other
right?
team.
There was
Well,
a
and
bit
every
of nervous
home
energy.
team had
though.
won.
There was a bit of nervous energy in that building and in around the city that day too. It was kind of that feeling like, oh man, like I don't know, I don't think this is gonna go well. And I don't know if the players felt that as well, but there was a bit of a nervous energy. And I think if Sedin scores the first goal of the game, that kind of takes the nerves off, probably pops the lid off the building a little bit. Players probably start playing a little looser, so kind of could turn history a bit. But this is a question Ace and me always kick around at you as well. If the Canucks won the Cup in 2011, who wins the Conn Smythe Trophy? Because I think Ace might have a bit of a different answer than I think
Ooh,
most
that's a
people.
good question.
Who do you guys
I
think would
have
win the
mine.
Conn Smythe Trophy?
Okay, I want to hear your
No,
guys'
but-
and I'll give you mine.
No,
You guys-
don't say yours. I know who you're gonna say. Don't say yours yet. Let Andy and
Okay, sure.
Sean go first. Yeah, because I think I know who.
Okay.
I think you're gonna say the same as Ace.
I'd say Luongo.
Luongo, okay.
I'm gonna say Kessler because they wouldn't have escaped that. Like he dominated that Nashville series. He was a monster in the Chicago series. Like to me, it probably would have gone to Kessler.
All right, and then Ace. I think you want to go here. I think you and Who's gonna say the same guy.
who you're gonna say?
Alex Burrows
Yeah, I was gonna say Alex
For
Burrows.
Dragon
Like,
Slayer.
all day.
the dude had clutch moments to spare, and I imagine if the Canucks had won the cup, especially in Game 7.
right now.
You have to think that Burrows would have been the hero, or at least had some sort of clutch
I
moment
always
in there.
say that. Yes,
And
yes.
that adds, to me, that adds value, right? And I mean, to be honest, there wasn't really other. I mean, I guess Kessler was an early front runner, but basically after San Jose series, he wasn't really a factor in the finals, unfortunately, right?
Yeah, I would agree with
Luongo
that.
was the other option, I would say, but he had the meltdowns in Boston. So, but I mean,
If Luongo gets a shutout in Game 7, then I'd say he wins the Conn Smythe.
I would agree
Yeah.
with that. I would agree with that.
Three shutouts in
my boy,
a
Alex
4-game winning series, that's pretty unheard of. That'll be one of the better performances in Stanley Cup final history, right? So
I think
That would be the only
another
time
one
that would be the only time it ever happened, right?
Yeah,
No, I think
shout out
he
to
would
the-
tie the record for the most. I think that's what it was.
yeah.
Somebody else.
Well, either
did
way,
that
I mean,
before.
you look at the point totals on the team. Henrik had 22, Daniel
I
had
was
20.
gonna say. I
That's
think
had
Henrik
19,
would
but he
have
had
done it
11.
also.
But he had 11 in one series. Burrows had 17, but he had 9 goals, which tied him for the lead in goals. So, I mean,
He would have scored 10. He
Burrows
would have
is
scored 10,
probably.
bro. He would have scored 10 if we won Game 7.
You know what's kind of crazy about that is none of us said a Sedin.
That's what I was gonna say. I
Like-
think Henrik Sedin gets written off for no reason. Because Hayes just
Yeah,
said
like-
he led the playoffs in scoring that year, didn't he? Or he was close.
Yeah,
to it.
right.
second.
It was close. So honestly, that's probably actually the real answer. I think the Sedins are so wildly underrated by not just the league, but also by us, right?
yeah.
We got so used to watching.
I think we just
Excellent.
take their consistency for granted. To be honest, from the start of the playoffs to the end, like they were probably the most consistent Canucks, right? Like in terms of performance, and I mean maybe not in the finals, but like other than that, like they were pretty much scoring consistently in all of the series. The reason we say Luongo or the reason we say Kessler and Burrows is because Kessler, everyone's gonna remember, that
they
series
rose
against
to
Nashville,
that occasion,
right? And then Burrows, everyone's gonna remember, the Dragon Slayer, and Game 2 against Boston, everyone's gonna remember that goal, right? And then even with Luongo, everyone's going to remember, like those shutouts he had in, Game 1 and Game 5, right?
Game 5, especially the Luongo shutout stands out to me, especially coming back after, getting shelled in Boston. And everybody's, kind of thinking that, the Canucks are cooked here, and he comes out with a shutout. Like that was,
the Game 5 one really, moment, to me, I felt like we were winning it. I honestly thought, like, Game 6, this is ours. It's done. Like, it's over.
I can't say that, man. The last time I felt that the Canucks was going to, we were at Game 2, the three of us.
Yeah.
In the 2011 final.
Man,
and then
I'm jealous.
Remember, my uncle he got tickets for he had work tickets or something. In his work, they buy season tickets to the second row. So me and Ace were able to sit in the second row of 2011 Game 2, and Burrows scored right in front of us, and we're jumping into the glass. He's jumping right in front of us, and I was like, when he did that, I was like, oh my god, I think the Canucks are going to win the Stanley Cup. That was the last time I believed that the Canucks were actually going to do it. 70% of teams win the Stanley Cup when they win the first two games. How do we
know? Everything was on our side. Everything showed that we were going to win it. And then, I mean, obviously that didn't.
Well, actually, I
talked myself into the Burrows storyline for the Conn Smythe because it's just I would just love the storyline for a guy like Alex Burrows, the real rags to riches story. Could you imagine the story of Sportsnet or TSN or whatever done on Burrows if he won the Conn Smythe, a guy playing in the ECHL for more than almost 300 games?
Just Ron McLean,
yeah. I would just love to live in the alternate timeline where that happened, just to see how the media reacted.
No, the refs would have won the Conn Smythe because we probably would have had a power play to win the series. We must have had one power play.
That would have been helpful. I mean, yeah.
I always joke that
Sorry, Nick. Yeah.
If you're gonna drink recipe, if you're gonna drink, enjoy high stick vodka.
Oh, nice. Subtle. I like that.
Me and Hayes always said that the Sedin retirement night was sort of like a group therapy session for the 2011 team because they all sort of came back together after they were they all sort of went their separate ways. Gills was out of the NHL and Log was in Florida. BX and Kessler were in Anaheim, right? And so it was sort of like a group that were never really going to come back together. But the Sedins, being the class guys they were, sort of brought everybody back. And BX had this whole speech and everything, so it sort of was this is healing, but because they all sort of look back on it, I'm sure, or that's probably one of their. Because how many times do you have a team that makes the Stanley Cup final and then no one from that team goes on to win win one or even get close? To be honest,
it's such a high-powered team, honestly, right? I mean, who was the closest to winning the cup after that? It was probably Kessler. It was Kessler in 20. The year that the Nationals. Was Bieksa on that? Bieksa wasn't on the team that year.
No, you're right. I think he came after that.
Right, the year after. It was the year they lost to Nashville, right, in the conference final where Kessler and Ryan Johansson were having that.
Yeah.
I don't like you.
The whole city of Edmonton wanted to kill Kessler for grabbing the goalie pad. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh,
that was the closest that they got. I think that was the closest they got.
No,
right? And that was only a conference final, right?
Didn't Tanner Glass
I guess
Rangers?
Oh yeah, Glass the Rangers in the finals. Yeah, you're right.
And Vigneault was obviously coach. And Vigneault was the coach, obviously. Vigneault was the coach, obviously, of that team as well, right? So he had coaching as well. Then Rick Bowness was obviously in the final last year.
Yeah.
But I mean, in terms of you think of a guy like the Sedins, never. I mean, Kessler was probably close. Burrows, Bieksa, Ehrhoff. None of these guys ever really got.
Burrows got to a conference final as well with Ottawa.
Oh yeah, yes, that's right, with Ottawa.
Did he?
Yeah.
Burrows on that team.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. He was that trade deadline pickup for Dahlin.
Yeah, right.
And then he went there. And Bobby Ryan was popping off. Erik Karlsson.
And and Mike Hoffman.
Erik Karlsson was the best defenseman the world's ever seen, bro.
I swear if that Matt Cook incident never happened, we still see Karlsson as a top tier defenseman in the league. Like he was just on another level. Like
I think he
that
gets shit on
pass
a
to
lot.
Hoffman
Yeah, that was insane.
one of the greatest plays I've ever seen in my life.
I would like we talk about like who's the best who's the best defenseman in the modern era that you've seen, and like if you say the answer is Erik Karlsson, like to be honest, like the only other guy I would have time for would be Duncan Keith is your answer, but like
Hedman,
Erik Karlsson,
Victor Hedman.
I don't know, man.
Hedman's been around for a while now.
Prime Karlsson, I don't know. I think Prime Karlsson probably had a bit more dynamic like ability than Hedman.
I think his peak was higher.
Well, I don't know,
think
man.
so.
Victor Hedman almost played very close to that same Erik Karlsson level last year in the bubble.
Yeah,
and he brought home the Conn Smythe. He was like on another level also last
To
season.
be fair, Erik Karlsson carried a very bad Ottawa Senators team to Game 7 of the conference final, right?
Close.
He didn't have a Kucherov or a Point
or a Braden Point, or
Well,
like
yeah,
some of his biggest stars were he had Hoffman, he had Stone. Stone was amazing. Hoffman was actually really good. And
really
then
good, yeah.
Bobby Ryan popped off that playoffs, remember?
Yeah.
Bobby Ryan just kind of came out of nowhere.
But they're not the Tampa Bay Lightning. They weren't the Tampa Bay Lightning, you know? Like
Yeah, also
nowhere
they
near
had
his
Andre
stat.
Vasilevsky in net and Braden
you know,
Point
yeah.
and Kucherov.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
No,
I'm just
I mean,
saying, Victor Hedman had 22 points in 25 games last year. I just Googled his stats. 10 goals in the playoffs. Like for a defenseman, that's pretty.
Yeah, that's
again, we're talking
ridiculous.
longevity of your thing here, longevity of your career, not just
I mean,
But I think Hedman's got that.
I think in recent times, Hedman's probably the only defenseman I've seen so far besides Karlsson that was probably in that conversation. Like I'm agreeing with Ace. Like I'd say Keith, Karlsson, Hedman are probably the only guys even in that conversation.
Shea Weber?
Yeah.
Prime Shea Weber?
I think if he had less injury issues for so long, like him now, like if he was healthy.
Like you can just keep saying guys, right? But then eventually you're gonna have to cut it off somewhere, right? Like I mean, like what's the point of saying the best guy ever? You're obviously gonna leave some good players, on the cutting room floor here. So I mean, I think I would end mine there. Like it just
Drew
based
Doughty.
on.
That's my boy.
Oh, I hate Drew Doughty. I don't think he's good at all.
Who's
Drew
the
Doughty?
Drew Doughty fan?
Drew Doughty's my favorite player.
Doughty
he?
fell off
Oh.
very quickly.
I think he was good for a couple years, and he just tanked. Like
he fell off very quickly.
He's had a stark decline.
The day he signed
but
his
he was amazing.
contract, he tanked.
Yeah, he got his money and his skill went home.
And then just fucked off. Hasn't been the same since.
Yeah,
Too fat. Too fat. That's my opinion.
too fast.
You're an expert on the matter.
Speaking of that, you guys see Phil Kessel? Man, I think
Oh my god.
Did you see the picture of him with the 900th point? Like, holy
Oh,
shit!
man, they should have taken that picture with him with his gear still on. Wearing his undressed and be like, Phil, we need to take a quick picture of you before you get on change there.
Like I thought I liked beer and cheeseburgers. That guy loves it.
You know when you like guys sometimes look like they've got like the inner tube around them? That's Phil Kessel, man. Like he's got like it boggles my mind that that's an elite athlete. Like,
Can you believe that guy scored? You look at that picture of that guy, and you're like, man, this guy scored 900 points.
I know. Got a pair of tops.
Is Phil Kessel Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, not RCSWC Hall of Fame, but the NHL's sure.
Yeah. I think he's a Hall of Famer.
Like Cap Space wins Cups, guys. We have a tighter, we have some harder qualifications to get in here.
Yeah, if Guy Carbonneau can get into the Hall of Fame, Phil Kessel will get into the Hall.
Oh, who was the guy who got inducted last year? The guy on the Oilers, the defenseman. He was absolutely trash.
Kevin Lowe.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah. If Kevin Lowe is a Hall of Famer, Phil Kessel's like a first ballot. Like the bar has been set so low.
The Hall of Fame is so watered down now; it's literally garbage.
If you're on a team that wins, you're like you got to your
like
ticket.
Rogie Vachon and Guy Carbonneau are in the Hall of Fame.
Well, if you just
like,
play
they play for the Habs. That's why they got.
Yeah.
That's basically the whole reason they got.
If you play long enough, you'll get in.
There was a time where I was like, oh, maybe the Sedins are kind of like borderline Hall of Fame guys, but now I'm just like, they're like slam dunk first ballot Hall of Famers. Like same with Luongo. Like there's no chance they don't get into the Hall of Fame. Like, for God's sake, I guess I would probably get some content Hall of Fame consideration at this rate.
If Kessler gets into the Hall of Fame, I will be blown. Like my mind will explode.
if Kessler won
Yeah.
that Stanley Cup in 2011, I think he'd honestly be a slam dunk too.
I actually think he would. Yeah,
He
I
would,
think
he would
He
have-
probably
Hall
would.
of Fame.
Yeah,
We have to call Malcolm up for live reaction.
Yeah.
yeah. He's watching this right now, just chucking stuff around his house.
Now I hope it happens just to see Malcolm's reaction.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Okay,
should we
well,
answer
while
this?
we
Just
talk
answer
about
the
this-
Ring of Honor?
We should answer that
let's-
question there. Does Edler
Yeah.
go to the Ring of Honor?
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
Matthias Holen's in there.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah,
Ring
but
of Honor.
that's
He's
what I'm
not a
saying for
jersey retirement. In my mind.
Yeah.
If he won the
No,
Stanley
don't-
Cup in 2011.
If you want this, maybe. You know.
I
But,
only
like-
joke about this. I'm
That's-
like, oh man, Hayes asked me one time. He's like, "Oh yeah, if the Canucks won that cup in 2011, who would you retire the number?" And I just started listing like half the roster.
You're
I
like
was
everybody.
Kessler,
He's like, he's like
Kessler,
Otis Sedin, Kessler, Burrows, Arrow.
Oreskovich, bro. Oreskovich.
Cody
The rest of
Hodgson
it,
got to get
yes.
in there.
Lapierre,
Cody Hodgson got to get in there.
Corey Schneider.
Cam Hughes.
Ballard. Yeah. Gotta
I
give
need Jeff
everybody
Tambellini. I need Jeff Tambellini up there.
for the
Jeff
back check.
Jeff
For the back
Tambellini's
check.
number 10. Not even his
Yeah.
number. Just said Jeff Tambellini and then back check. And then just put a
Aaron
hashtag.
Rose.
It's just got a picture of the back check happening.
Wasn't Jeff Tambellini wearing number 10 also during
Yeah.
that time? Is that
Yes.
before Burry's number was retired? So he retired Jeff Tambellini's number.
We would
Not
have
Tambellini.
Tambellini's number
Just put a
before
dash
Burry.
beside it. Yeah, Burry.
No, 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 no.
Tambellini.
It would be like the Islanders. You know when they retired 27, but like Anders and Lee is still wearing it.
Well,
Yeah.
obviously we're 29, so.
No,
So Tyler Burry has to come down and be like, I'd be honored if Jeff Tambellini kept wearing my number.
no, I'd be honored to share my retirement with Jeff Tambellini.
Yeah. The Burry Tambellini banner is
I
going
don't
to
know,
be
I don't know.
one.
It'd be like, Bure? Like, if Tambellini would be talking to Bure, it'd be like, I don't need this explanation. I'm just trying to become champion here, Pavel. Check out the ring.
Yeah. If Tambellini won, that would be so funny. Oh,
No, the
my
real
God.
way to do it would just be to take off some other people's like retirement, just like unretire everyone except whoever was on 2011.
Yeah, just Nasser comes out of retirement.
Linden.
We all-
Linden, I'm sorry,
Linden.
Trev, just go back to Trev 16. We don't have room here. You can take
Yeah.
it to the gym if you
Take
want.
his banner, just put that, take out his banner and tell him to hang it up in his gym, yeah?
That'd be the most savage, amicable breakup of all time. Yeah.
Ryan Miller for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
I think he's got a
so.
chance.
I think so.
I think so.
He won the
Tyler
all
Rose
best
in
time-
the
time.
Hall of Fame.
All-time
yes.
winningest American goaltender. He won silver with the U.S. team in the Olympics. I think he's a Hall of Famer.
Did he win a Vezina trophy? He was like,
Yep.
he must have been nominated. Yeah, he won a Vezina. Yeah, he's a
2010, he won the Vezina. Yeah.
he's a slam dunk for sure.
Where's
Him
he
in
rank
the
all time in
Olympics?
wins? Where's he rank all time in wins? He's in the top 10, isn't he?
He has an Olympic gold silver, and then he's a two-time NCAA champion, if that means anything. Vesna, yeah, and then just a
He's
foundation
first
player.
for
But yeah,
American goaltenders.
I know that too,
All-time
but I
wins.
don't know where he is. all
He has
time.
900 wins, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Or sorry,
I'm not
900 wins,
sure
sorry, what am I
exactly.
saying? Not,
391.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
he must 391. So he must be in the top 10 at least.
Yeah,
Probably
because
like top
940 put Fleury in the top 3. So
Yeah.
I would say that he's probably top 10 pretty easy.
Ryan Miller makes my requirement for Hall of Fame as well. His peak of his career was also really, really good. Was considered one of the best goalies in
You
the
know, Ryan
NHL for a
Miller's
long
kinda
enough
like
period of
Roberto
time,
Luongo.
and the longevity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very similar to Luongo. Right?
Miller's
Just
pretty
didn't
much
have that
Luongo, just
success.
was a Vezina trophy. I'm not gonna lie.
But they have that's true. They have pretty similar resumes. The only thing Miller really had on Luongo was
It's a
the
Vezina trophy.
Vezina, but then Luongo has the Olympic
The
gold, right?
gold,
So
yeah, he has two of them actually.
He's
well,
got
he didn't
two.
even play for one of them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who
Yeah,
cares? Still
true.
shows up on your thing.
That's
I
right.
guess.
Still shows up as he still has it hanging in his house somewhere. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. I'm sure
Yeah.
he's equal. I'm sure it's equally as important to him as the 2010 one.
Yeah, probably not. But yeah, the 2010 one probably means a little bit more.
I mean, that team's gonna
Happening
play
in
without a
Vancouver.
goalie. and
But
still
yeah,
won
like
the
I would
gold.
say Miller. Yeah, I would say Miller probably will make the Hall of Fame. Underrated Canuck. I really enjoyed his time. I was very happy
he
when he was
saved
around
Troy
here.
Stetcher from Matt Martin.
Yeah, retire his jersey for that. he saved Stetch, put him up in the rafters.
The guy we
If
don't
he
even
won
have on our team anymore.
the Stanley Cup in 2011, then I would do it.
Yeah, played with us for 3 years, gets his jersey retired. Yeah, perfect. Yeah,
I feel like he endured himself to this fan base for the time he was here, though.
yeah.
But
Oh
still
yeah, I
consistent.
think I mean, Vancouver loves Miller. Like, let's be honest. Is there anybody that doesn't like Ryan Miller? Like,
I mean,
how could you not?
When he first signed here, there was a lot of things people like. He has sort of that reputation with the media being like surly and like a sort of a prickly little bastard, you know, and people like, don't like that sometimes, right? Because everyone's like, oh, we got Eddie Lack. I'm Mr. Fun Guy Eddie Lack, right? And Ryan Miller's sort of like
in the dressing room.
Like stuff like that. And Ryan Miller's like, like I'm Mr. Like I'm serious, but he has like then he does. He was super professional, and he obviously endeared himself.
Yeah, I think his professionalism really endeared him to the fan base more than just his on ice play. Like he performed well, and he's just like a consummate professional. I think it really shone
on some really bad teams. Like those were some bad teams.
And he said that line after the Matt Martin thing. He's like, I'm not gonna let this guy baptize this kid to NHL. You're just like, I fucking love this guy, man.
Yeah, right. I think that all just endears him so much.
And like Troy from Richmond was like everyone's adopted son on the Canucks, right? Because he's like the local guy, right? So you're standing up for the guy that everybody loves too, right?
Yeah.
Like if you stop Jake Virtanen from getting beat up, he'd be like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah. You're like, why did you interfere? Yeah. Miller, go back to your crease. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, we've had our fun. I think at this point we've got just shy of an hour. So I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to plug your latest episode that's going to be coming out here at midnight tonight. So keep an eye out for that. But do you guys want to do a little bit of a teaser for what's to come?
Yeah, I mean, I can. I'll just tell you guys a little bit. We said it was a 50th episode actually, so we got to the milestone, and we talked a little bit about Canucks. We talked a little bit Canucks. We talked more about the future of the Canucks blue line, what kind of moves the Canucks need to do to make going forward here, especially given if the Canucks want to become a contender next season, and what exactly they're going to need to do. And I think we all had some interesting thoughts on that. Talked a little bit about Rathbone and Ulevy, the expansion draft, how the Canucks can clear some salary. Talked a little bit about who they should be targeting in free agency and stuff like that. And then we did touch a little bit on some Formula One. That segment was a little bit abbreviated today just so we could come and get out here in time. But for Canucks fans, it was a very Canucks heavy episode. So make sure you guys go check it out. Some good discussion on there. I said handling the load 3 times. So that was not great.
It's like 4 episodes in a row now. You just dropped the ball.
Yeah,
I was going to say 3 inches off the shaft was pretty great. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I love how you caught yourself right away after that too. You're like, what am I saying?
That's the best part of the clip. Is Andy tweeted out is I say that and then I like right away I'm just like, oh my god, what am I saying? And I was like, you can hear the dread in my voice. I'm like, I know I'm going on the internet.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That's gonna stay forever.
Yeah. That's it. Who's Andy? Ace? Any of you guys want to say? Did I miss anything on the episode we talked about today?
Well, he had a funny golf story for us. I mean, he had a funny golf story in there. That's it.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
All right, Pat Maroon also got suspended 1 game.
Yeah,
there we go.
The NHL just been making it up now.
The NHL, I think George Peros is now just like, you know what? I'm just going to suspend everyone who isn't Tom Wilson.
Yeah, just handing out the suspensions like crazy.
Zach McEwen comes in for his hearing. He's like, hey, so is your name Tom Wilson? No? All right, here's the 1 game suspension.
Yeah. It is Tom Wilson. $5,000 fine. What did you do? Oh, you pulled the guy's hair and slammed him to the ice without a helmet? Yeah, we won't worry about that. Awesome. Well,
Case said it the best on our episode. He was like recapping the week that was. He's like, Zach McEwen got 1 game for bumping into Darnell.
He did. That was ridiculous.
Where was the knee? Could someone tell me where the knee was?
It was in the vicinity of his head, I guess. I don't know.
It literally looked like he was just bumping into each other.
I wasn't even looking at
a play happens 10,000 times in a game.
I know. I don't get it. I really don't.
And the said this best. Like most of the time when players knee each other, it's usually not on purpose because when you're trying to stick your knee out to hurt someone, there's like an equal chance you'll destroy your own body. So like why would it be that on purpose?
It's just mutually assured destruction when you stick your knee out. So like who are you really heard it.
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
Like
Yeah.
you just give yourself like titanium kneecaps. You're just like, I'm gonna be taking everyone's knees out.
Just out there sharpening them up. Yeah. Like,
You gotta go in at the right angle so you don't get hurt.
that's right. Yeah.
Or like,
You're
Yeah.
calculating in your head as you're going in. All right, if I just move 2 degrees to the left, I'll ruin his ACL. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And
I'll be
I-
good.
we-
He'll
we-
be dead. Yeah.
Lee's Twitter thinks that's what Alex Edler was doing at the end of a 4-minute shift to Zach Hyman, that he was intentionally targeting his knee. That's what Lee's Twitter thinks.
I know. Well, and they're like, he's got such a reputation. That's like, he was suspended like 7 years ago. Like, he's got a reputation.
People were like, "Oh, he's got a history." Remember when he hit Eric Stahl at the World Championship?
Oh my God!
Those are separate leagues.
Oh,
Those two things aren't the same.
Ron McGregor
Remember
was
when he-
live on TV, and then he was like, "Oh, you know, Wayne Simmons was on that same team with
Yeah,
Eric Stahl, and that's
Oh,
You remember?
retribution.
oh my God."
I didn't even actually said that on the broadcast, and he's like, like Wayne Simmons was actually playing like Eric Stahl's teammate, who was the captain, of Canada that year. And they actually didn't win the gold medal because Stahl got hurt. So I'm sure there's a bad blood. Like, what the fuck?
Like, he's been harboring a grudge since then, has he? Like, okay.
Oh man, too bad the Canucks don't get to play the Leafs again when Zach Hyman's healthy, because someone would have to fight him because Edler had to eat it from Simmons. So code. We have to follow the code, guys. We have to fight Zach Hyman.
Edler has to now fight Hyman to get extra retribution in. I know, it's so ridiculous. It's like, oh yeah, he swung into his Simmons' sister's DMs and back like 9 years ago. He never forgot. Like, come on. Like, what are we talking about here? Yeah, I don't know. It's just ridiculous. But anyways, we'll wrap here. I just wanted to one last time mention. Oh, we got Who's back.
Bell immediately got to me again.
I canceled you. I heard the Green Day starting to play.
I didn't hear it. That's so disrespectful. If you're gonna cancel me, at least let me hear some of the song.
We'll play you out. Yeah, but I'll talk about our contest one last time. Here is we've got Bench Clears contest for the month of May. So if you go to benchclears.com, you use our code Area 51 sent me, you can get 15% off on your order. And then if you show me proof of purchase, you can use the hashtag A51 contest, or you can DM it to me or email it to me. I will then put you into the draw so that you can win an item of your choosing from Bench Clears at the end of the month. So great contest from the great folks at Bench Clears. So really excited to get everybody into their summer gear. It's way, way nicer to represent your team in a tanks and shorts than in a full jersey when it's hot outside. I've been loving it. So can't wait to get everybody into their Bench Clears swag. So
right on.
Yeah.
Can't relate. The Canucks are always out of the playoffs by December.
Bust it out for the draft. Yeah, bust it out for the draft. Woo! Luke Hughes, maybe. Yeah. Anyways, new Cap Space Wins Cup episode coming out tonight at midnight. Be sure to catch that to start your week off right. Thanks so much for joining me, guys, and we had a lot of fun. You guys have been going here pretty hard today. You recorded and now you got this back to back. So I appreciate you taking the time with me here.
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks, Sean. It was super fun.
Yeah, you bet. We'll do this
The
again soon.
grind doesn't stop. The grind
Always
doesn't
is
stop,
awesome,
Sean.
Sean.
Thanks, Sean. Happy Mother's
Yeah.
Day to all the moms out there as well.
Yeah. Happy Mother's Day. I'm gonna head to the kitchen and make myself an Area 51 drink. So
I thought you were about to say Happy Mother's Day.
to me, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
you're welcome. Yeah.
I heard this drink.
I really deserved this on my day. Yeah. Oh man. We better end this now. All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, see you,
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks, Sean.
Allow me to introduce High Stick Vodka, a new way to celebrate victory. Gather around the glass with an award-winning, ultra-premium Canadian-made vodka you probably won't listen when I say High Stick Vodka has a smooth, hard-hitting taste, or that it's developed in the birthplace of hockey. You won't listen when I say High Stick Vodka is a tribute to the game of hockey, or when I tell you it's distilled 4 times using Canada's purest mountain spring water to provide an authentic, remarkable flavor. But maybe you will listen when I say it comes in a fucking hockey stick. Showcase your passion for hockey with our limited edition hand-blown hockey stick bottle. Whether you're celebrating victory or drinking to defeat, High Stick Vodka is better after every shot. Visit us at highstickvodka.com. It also comes in this regular bottle. Celebrate victory. Drink responsibly.